Hey everyone, I hope you had a good weekend and welcome back to some more esports talk. As usual, my name is Hunter and thank you so much for tuning in. What we're talking about today is Disguised Toast and his quote-unquote getting canceled over the weekend. If you're unaware of the situation, pretty much there was a long Twitter thread posted about Toast, which, I mean, he's no stranger to this, right? He's massively famous, and so there are a lot of community stands, those sort of things, that are obsessed with him and will post, long posts about him saying, oh, he did this, like, I can't believe he did it, this, that, and the other. But this time, Toast decided to respond to those accusations. In his response to what he calls stand drama, he wants to address his problematic past, and he brings up a few points that people are saying about him. The first is that he is a racist. The second is that he's racist off stream. The third is that he promotes pedophilia. The fourth is that he is a advocate. The fifth is that he thinks there's nothing wrong with using the R slur. And then as a final note, he addresses that people think that he was attacking someone on Twitter. He ends the document saying that in the future, he's going to try to be a little bit less edgy with his jokes, but that is something that he grew up with, so it is a learning process for him, and he is trying to figure out, ways to not offend as many people, right? And so, I mean, it's an interesting topic. It's difficult. I'm not going to take any sides or say anything about that. I just want to give you guys the information and show you the situation that was happening. An important point that he did make in this document that I want to bring up is where he says, the one thing I ask is to leave my friends alone. They're wonderful people that don't deserve any hate for associating with me. Boycott my content, cancel me, whatever, but don't drag them into it by pressuring them or demanding an apology for them just because we play games together. And I think that's important to draw attention to because his main concern here is that they're not harassing his friends. And he goes on to address the same point on stream and gets a little bit emotional in his response.
A lot of them are receiving a lot of flack. Like Leslie, Hafu, and that's the one thing I can't take. I can take a lot. I can be called a lot of things, but I can't stand seeing it happen to my friends. I can't. And it's happening because they want to defend me because of me.
And there were tons of creators getting involved in the replies to these sort of things, whether they were on stream or tweeting about it. I'll show you a couple clips from a couple streamers.
Just because your entire life, when you are in Stan Twitter, revolves around specific content creators does not mean that there is legitimately a tangible, long-lasting impact of a fucking joke that they made 5 years ago, okay? Just don't fucking talk about it. Don't respond to these people that are demanding an apology. It will go away. That's the reality.
I would not be able to beat Disguised Toast here. I wouldn't be able to do it. If I did these things, which I do, pretty much everything he's did here, I make jokes like this, I do everything like this. Everything. And if people started trying to cancel me like this, my response would to take it up a notch and be worse, because you're not worth my time to explain to you why you're wrong. But you are, it does make me happier to make you more upset.
So there's a bunch of gray area, and then there's shit that's just not okay. And I think people worry a little bit too much about every small thing in the gray area, anything that even goes near the gray area. But also keep in mind, don't forget, the reason why you guys love to comment about this stuff is because you like these people. You like Toast, you like XYZ other sort of edgy content creator, and the reason you like them is because of how they are. And you can't strip every aspect of their personality away in in honor of being extremely PC or whatever. But the other thing is, I feel like certain things are acceptable in certain contexts where they are not as acceptable publicly. Another distinction that kind of needs to be made is behavior or jokes or comments that are made that are straight up not okay under any circumstances versus edgy humor that sometimes if you just don't like that kind of thing, you just shouldn't consume that content. But does that mean that those people shouldn't exist as content creators? Not really.
Some things are too sensitive for me to joke about, But I can't expect the entire world to not ever joke about anything, right? Like, honest. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry on this. Something like near and dear to me is like women in gaming, right? Like that's something you guys hear me talk about quite often. And he was one of the first people to really step up for girls and to speak out and to call his audience out. I don't know. I just think he's always been someone who speaks up whenever he thinks things are wrong. And so, like, if you know him at all, you know that, like, he would never, ever, he doesn't, I don't know, just, like, he makes some jokes, but, like, they're so clearly jokes.
Like I said, we have a lot on Twitter as well, way more than the people who talked about it on stream, who decided to weigh in their 2 cents as well. Asmund says it's almost impossible to get canceled unless you get deplatformed. If people are mad about what you're saying or doing, just stop reading their tweets and it goes away. It doesn't matter. F him, dude. Hitch is saying WTF is going on lately on Twitter. The world needs to open back up ASAP, man. These people need sunlight and real human interaction. I can't even believe what I'm seeing. Classy says, dude, to me, it's the creators going out of their way to make an apology about almost everything cancel culture demons find on them that's not even bad. Truly takes the point of it away, because at this point, MF is about to be apologizing for every little thing in the future. I don't know, man. Sony is saying, this goes back to my tweet a while back about parasocial relationships being cringe. They are cringe. If you're a fan, that's okay. If you're a super fan, that's okay. But a line needs to be drawn when you think you have some sort of say in the person's private life. Out Dominate says if you get canceled as a content creator and you actually think you messed up, then go ahead and apologize. If you don't actually believe you did anything wrong and apologize anyway because you're scared of your own community, you are a effing spineless coward. Trainwreck also responds, and he's had a lot of responses and tweets about this situation that you can go find if you want to, but I just chose one of those. He says, I think this cancel culture extremism is due to bad parenting or disconnect in the relationship of the parent and child. When we're young, we see things black and white. There is no gray area, and that's something that either experience or parents teach you. Dream thinks that it's how you respond and grow from mistakes you've made is what should define you, not your mistakes. And the one reply that I think I want to point out the most, that I think I resonate with a lot, again, you can make your own decision on the situation and what people are saying and who you agree with the most. But Skara actually reposted someone else's response and said that this was probably the best way that he felt it could be put. Fang says that nobody is owed an apology for every little thing that offends them, especially when they're not involved with it at all. We will all get offended at things in life, but it doesn't always have to involve an explanation or apology. The world doesn't revolve around you, insert person offended. Furthermore, it is toxic to push your personal boundaries onto someone else, especially if you don't know them, and expect or force them to fit into your worldview. If your personal boundary is conflicted by the content you watch, you should move on instead of guilt-tripping said creator. And I want to say that I understand that there are a lot of different opinions on this situation. There are people who have been hurt by some of the things that people are saying, that creators say, and so of course they're going to be upset and they're going to want to, come after the creator or say like, I can't believe you said this. But I think the point of most of these creators is, hey, there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do this, right? Like just trying to stir up hatred and negative feelings about a specific creator and harassing them or harassing their friends and like demanding apologies is not going to be the way that you are going to get someone to change if that is really your goal. And I think that's the big point, is what is your goal whenever you are quote unquote trying to cancel someone, right? Like, are you just trying to cancel them? And like I said, stir up negative emotion, or hey, do you want them to learn from this mistake that you think they made and become a better person in your eyes? And I think the intention there is very important to distinguish. The more and more internet goes on, the more and more content creators become the focus of people's lives. We'll have to see what happens and like how people decide to react to these situations and if cancel culture survives. Again, let me know what you guys think. Until next time, be safe, be smart, behave. I will catch you later.